Hi, everyone. This is Daquisha with Sunrise Law Group, and I wanted to talk to you about who inherits when someone dies without a will or when someone dies with a will today. So, if you have no will, you're considered to have died intestate, and your property will pass as mandated by the Arkansas Probate Code or the probate laws of the state in which you reside at the time of your death. So instead of your property going specifically to the people you choose, it'll go to to your relatives as determined by law. For example, if you're survived by a spouse, so if you were married and your husband survives you, all community property goes to that spouse. All separate property is shared by the spouse with your surviving children or grandchildren in that case. In general, community property includes assets accumulated by a married person during that person's marriage while living in Arkansas. Separate property is considered assets inherited by a married person or owned by the married person before they got married. If you're not survived by a spouse, your surviving children will share in all of your assets. So, what happens if you die with a will? Generally, if you do have a will and it was properly executed, the will must be probated so you actually have to submit the will to the court to be approved by a judge. The will doesn't become effective until it's approved by the judge. A self-proven will can be admitted to probate court without the testimony of witnesses to a will. When it isn't a self-proven will, and is submitted to the probate court, the court will sometimes require testimony from witnesses or other proof to establish that the will is what it claims to be. After the court approves the will, your property will pass according to the designations that you have in those documents. A key point that you want to remember is that if you only have a will when you pass, only assets titled solely in your name, individual name, can be distributed as document under your will. A will cannot control assets that are titled in joint ownership and can't control assets with beneficiary designations like your IRA or life insurance policies. If you have any questions about this or anything probate related, just let us know and we'll be happy to help.